You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Apparently, the global debt has hit a record of over $324 trillion in
Hell yeah.
2025.
We're all doing it. We're all in this together, everybody.
They say it rose 7.5 trillion in just one quarter, but I always get confused when they say this. Like, who does the world owe money to?
That's just it. You know, like when they say, like, there's been a lot of talk of the U.S. economy and their debt and like how much they spend on military and stuff. And you can trace a lot of that back to like, oh, they owe China or they owe India or whatever. But if the whole world collectively owes $300 trillion, who are we paying? Who's cashing in that shit when it comes time?
Yeah.
Who owes that money? Like, I don't get it.
I feel like what we should do is all the countries that are in debt, the more medals you win at the Olympics, it takes off a toll of your debt. I think we need to make the Olympics more interesting. I mean, there's a lot of countries that really don't do anything when we go to the Summer or Winter Games.
Put your GDP on the line.
Yeah. Go full uncut gems on it, you know?
Dude, some of those smaller countries would just like go so hard into training their athletes.
Donald Trump wants to make us the 51st state. There's a lot of other countries he could buy if he started betting on them at the Olympics.
Dude, the next Olympics is going to be brought to you by DraftKings.
Yeah, we're not that far off.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
For most students all across the globe, the end of the school year can be stressful because that's when all the big exams are happening. In China, at the beginning of June, they actually did what they call their college entrance exams, where there are literally 13 million students all taking these tests trying to get into the limited number of university spots that there are at the same time. And we've talked about it on the show before. The rise of AI has led to a huge spike in cheating on tests and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So the government of China went to Alibaba, ByteDance, Tencent, Moonshot, all the big tech companies that have AI software over there, like chatbots, and they were all nationally shut down during the exams.
I would love to see the difference in kids' numbers and percentages coming in after that.
Dude, imagine walking in. You've been cheating your ass off for all of your, whatever the equivalent of grade 12 year is over there. You go to sit down, you grab your phone or whatever device you're allowed to use, and you open up the chat bot, and it's just like, not today, son.
I mean, man, if I was in high school right now, I would have had such amazing grades with being able to use this AI stuff to cheat.
That's just it. I mean, you know, the closest we had when I was in high school was the old TI-83 calculator, the graphing calculator that you could like program notes and stuff into, put in equations and formulas and stuff like that. And even at the end of like my grade 12, the teacher started to catch on to that. They'd make you wipe the calculator.
Yeah.
And you'd watch kids' grades, like they'd be coming into the exam with an 80, 85, and 40 on the test. You're like, oh, no.
One thing I used to do was if you had a water bottle, you take the inside of the wrapper.
Oh.
And you could write little notes in it. So you could sit there and you could kind of spin your water bottle around nonchalantly.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could take a little peek-see there.
I on and off throughout high school would wear those like sweatbands just as like a style thing.
And you'd hide notes in there?
Every now and again, if it was, because I was a pretty good student, but sometimes there was just that test you forgot to study for, you just weren't feeling confident. And I just have a little piece of paper, and you'd be real nonchalant about just slide out just a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's the formula.
Kids today don't know how good they got it. And I hate to be that guy, but it's like we used to have to do the thing where you'd be like, pretend to yawn, and then you're looking over, and then the teacher looks at you, and you're like, just keep stretching, don't make eye contact.
Look at the roof, look at the floor. Whereas nowadays, like kids are allowed to have phones. And I know there's all these rules in Canada now, but, you know, in some places they can have their phone. They can take a picture of the test. They put it into whatever ChatGPT or something. And it's just like, oh, here's all the answers. And it's like, no, back in the day, and I hate that I just said back in the day, but we had to work for it when we cheated on tests.
This generation is soft on cheating.
These kids don't know what it's like. They probably got into these exams over in China, found out all these chatbots were disabled, and they were just like, well, I'm screwed. I got nothing
Well,
now.
the scary thing is if you think about university, it's happening even more. Think about how many people are going to be doctors and are like, I actually don't know what I'm doing.
Made it through law school. They're representing you in a court case. They're like, man, ChatGPT does not know how to win.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
So we had a killer course in university, and it was pure memorization.
Oh.
So there was about 5 or 6 sections of information that we had to memorize. So 5 of us got together, and we each took a section. In the exam room, we knew section 1, okay, so guy 1. He would tap the multiple choice answers.
You guys were like doing Morse code to each other?
Essentially. So guy 1 would do section 1, questions 1 through 10. He'd tap out A, 2 for B, yada yada, and then be a little pause, and then the next guy would go, and then the next person would go, and we were done. And we all got 80 plus.
That is the definition of work smart, not hard right there.
I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of work to come up with your own code system like it's World War I.
It's way easier for everyone to each memorize a section rather than you to memorize the whole thing. What do you mean?
Dude, some people are so creative. This person here says, the guy in the desk behind me would slip an answer sheet between my back and the chair backrest under my hair and open my hair like curtains to read the answers. And it's like, at that point, teachers just are not paying attention.
We had another call from someone. They said this.
I used to cough and make a ruckus, yawn, pretend I'm really bored, and it would draw my attention to the teacher so my buddies could cheat.
Oh, you're the old bait and switch.
Yeah, some of my buddies were pretty freaking stupid, so we had to do something to help them.
The old distraction.
That's such an awful... I never needed to cheat, but I had real dumb friends in school, so we had to do what we could. No man left behind.
Brother Jay called it and said this.
Well, we used to always write stuff on the bottoms of our sneakers, and what you'd do is the buddy in front of you, he'd flip his feet up, and there'd be answers on there, and then you had answers on your feet for your guy behind you, and so on and so on.
Which I would love to see all those kids walking to class trying to keep their heels up and not drag their feet.
Everybody's up on their toes like a ballerina, just trying to keep their shoes from scuffing the answers off.
We got one more caller on hold here. Rob, what's your cheating story?
Well, I was in grade 11, and we had an early exam and did that all right. Figured that the day was clear. So some friends and I decided to do some acid. And then it turned out that I had an English exam in the afternoon. So I did the exam. It took me a little bit longer, but it was like a creative writing English exam, and my story was really good, so they passed me.
I was gonna
Get
say,
out of here.
If there's any test that you're going to do well on after you drop acid, it's probably a creative writing test.
Yeah. And in fact, the teacher said, this is like one of the best stories I've seen. I'm like, hey, great, that's great.
Talk about performance-enhancing drugs.
It's the educational version of a PED.
I can't say it was cheating. It was just like expanding my options, I guess.
Yeah.
You hear that, kids? You want to pass an exam, just open your third eye.
Legally, do not. We cannot endorse this.
We can't, but he can.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Stay in school, kids, and keep happy while you're doing it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Do you know who Chris Robinson is?
I didn't yesterday, but I do now.
He is the biggest name in running. Literally, no pun intended. This guy, if you haven't seen the video, he was running a men's 400-meter hurdles race at the World Championships or something like that, and his meat and potatoes started slipping out while he was running, and he still won the race.
By a bit. Like, that's the thing. So this guy's running. And I mean, if you've ever watched track and field, most people only really watch it at the Olympics. But they don't wear a lot. Like, there's pretty short
shorts, yeah.
Thin material because you're trying to go as fast as you can. And this man absolutely bursts through these shorts and continues to just dominate the competition.
If you haven't seen the video, Text running to 762-555. It is not safe for work, but
No.
here's the replay.
So Lima, big hit here over the final hurdle as well.
Imagine trying to keep
I do
a straight
apologise
face.
for images here. I don't think replays are being censored anywhere.
Well, there certainly hasn't been time to censor them, but
And the best is he crosses the finish line and he falls and he's just got this smile on his face.
Oh,
Like,
he's laying on the track, hands behind his head.
Oh.
Obviously very excited that he just won the race, but also fully aware that everyone now knows.
Oh, he's gonna hit legend status. It's funny because I saw a few headlines that it was like embarrassing moment for runner, and I was like, I don't think that's too embarrassing.
Listen, if I run the 400-meter hurdles and my wardrobe malfunctions, that's an embarrassing moment. This fella's doing just fine.
I run a few times a week. I have never had this happen to me.
You're not wearing this right shorts.
No, and I think the worst part is to be the person who lost in this race.
That's no one is talking about the fact that there are like 6-7 other dudes in
That's
this
more
race.
embarrassing.
He slaughters them. Like, he absolutely crushes them. And to think that you trained for the whole year to show up at the World Championships and run this race, and you lost to a guy who spent 3/4 of the race trying to hike up his own shorts and hide his manhood, and you still couldn't take him in the backstretch.
If I lost that race, I'd be like, this guy should be disqualified. You're not allowed to race with 3 legs.
It's not fair. I was distracted by the fact that this man was swinging a police baton around.
It's not embarrassing. It's impressive. Like, his size and his composure throughout the whole time. I mean, like, even if this guy just goes to the Olympics and doesn't win anything, he's going to have a great time in the Olympic Village.
Well, and the thing about it is, too, is like, we kind of alluded to it at the beginning of this, is you don't really know a lot of names in international track and field, right? You know generally the fastest man in the world, which is Usain Bolt, but he's retired. So I don't even know who the fastest sprinter is anymore. But everybody now knows the American hurdle runner who has the equipment.
Oh, yeah, Chris Johnson is way bigger than that French pole vaulter, I'll tell you that.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I was thinking, though, it's only a matter of time until someone offers Chris Robinson, like, a porno movie.
Oh, for sure.
We talked about the French pole vaulter. I feel like people were, Vixen and all that stuff was giving him tons of offers, like, as soon as that happened. But, like, it would be a huge missed opportunity, in my opinion, if one of those underwear companies like a Sheath or Saks, any of those ones that are like, we give you good protection and comfort and all this, they have to sign this guy up for a sponsorship deal.
The first thing I thought of was just like, Saks has such a perfect opportunity here to spend just a little bit of money and get all the publicity in the world.
The ads that they can do with him running, and he's like, I don't ever have to worry.
Right,
Like,
yeah, this will never happen to me again. And did you know that they make Saks in extra large?
He's like, I'm just like you.
No, sir, you are not.
I mean, even if Trojan doesn't hit the guy up for a Magnum ad, like,
there's got to be, like, and even on like day to day, like Hanes should probably be in there, and then you could expand from there. I mean, Toblerone could probably hit him up, you know? I'm just saying, there's probably some correlation there depending on how interesting he's willing to get with his
even like the
ads.
town that he's from, if a local butcher shop hit him up, it's a great idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, just Arby's. He's got the meats.
He's got the meats. They need a good spokesperson. Let's get real. I mean, if it's not Arby's, it's Subway. They haven't had a spokesperson in a long time.
Well, no, they've had a bad history, but what would Subway have to do?
If anyone knows anything about footlongs, trust me, brother, it's Chris Robinson.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The NHL draft is going down tomorrow night. And there's some great hockey names in the draft prospects. I went through all like 250 kids who potentially might get drafted this weekend.
The Bob McKenzie big board.
And I'll say, hey, you know, we've loved the Jeff Bukabooms, the Hawk and Lubes, the Ron Tugnuts of the world, but there are some promising names coming our way in the future here.
Up and coming potential name Hall of Fame.
Here's some ones that stood out to me when I looked at the draft prospect list. You've got Carter Klippenstein.
Klippenstein?
Sick name, right?
That's fantastic.
Julius Sumpf.
Sumph? Oh, I feel bad. That just has, I don't like the feel of that one.
Parker Snellgrove.
Snellgrove? I don't know what. I don't know anything about this kid. Sounds like a wiener. That's a wiener name.
Jonas Wu is just great.
That's
if he scores a
fantastic.
goal, you got to play Blur song too.
Woo!
He'll fit in nice in Ottawa or something.
Yeah.
Diego Buttazzoni.
Oh, good, strong Italian
I know.
name.
It's been a while since we've had a good Italian player out in the NHL.
That's fantastic.
For goalies, there's Joshua Ravensbergen.
Ravensbergen sounds ominous. I like it.
Bjorn Bronis, which is awesome.
Imagine the mask potential, like the painting for the helmet for Bjorn Bronis.
Oh, he's the ultimate bro. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love Harnstam.
Harnstam? Love Harnstam. Is it Love?
Yes.
That's just mean parenting.
And then this one, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Mans Goose. MANSGOOS.
He can't play in Toronto. People are going to be saying it in that Toronto man's that's man's goose.
He's never going to know if he's getting booed or not. Goose. And then a few other ones. Felix Farhammer.
Yeah. Oh, Farhammer is great. What a sick last name.
And then my favorite one is Linus Funk, but it's spelled Funck.
Ooh.
Which is a great last name to have for jersey sales. Also, he's a defenseman, so you could use like get funked.
Funked him up, man.
Yeah, you got funked. Or if he sucks, you...
Yeah.
I don't even want to try and say it. I feel like I keep almost swearing.
Probably for the best to just let that go, but it would be so sick to be playing We Got the Funk as his goal song.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We've often talked on the show about how we don't necessarily understand who's funding all these scientific studies for answers that we've already long known, but scientists have confirmed that dogs have dreams.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently.
I know that just from watching my pit bull sleep all the time.
That's just it. So basically, the study surveyed dogs that were sleeping for different signs of movements, different sleep patterns, that sort of thing. And they've confirmed what they believe to be REM sleep, the same cycle that humans have, which is where we dream. So by confirming that dogs have REM sleep, they're saying this confirms that dogs dream, which, like you said, anybody who's ever watched a dog sleep, like, they go through it.
Yeah, they start like running in their dreams and stuff.
It's adorable. They've also said that by studying, obviously we can't ask the dogs, like, what's in your dream journal, but they say that they're likely to dream about things they have strong connections to, which we've already established through science is their owners, their masters, meaning that we're now scientifically confirmed that your dog dreams about you sometimes.
I mean, that's super cute, but it also makes sense because their whole life kind of revolves around you in a sense. Like, what they do is essentially based around what you do.
That's just it. Like, when we have dreams, a good dream is usually about, like, you doing something exciting or something that you enjoy with people that you know and you love. Like, it's very likely that a good dream for a dog is just playing fetch with the person who feeds them.
Getting endless amounts of cheese tacks.
Oh, yeah. Just being underneath a table where meat keeps falling over and over again.
I wonder if my dog dreams about getting let into the bathroom.
That's the
just to watch me poop.
It's a normal dream, just laying on the carpet outside the bed or outside the bathroom, waiting, and then all of a sudden, the door swings open, and it's the best dream the dog's ever had.
You know, when you see dogs and they start doing that running thing in their sleep, they're dreaming of you actually exercising with them.
That's... You're out in a field, and instead of just using the stick to throw the ball, you're running with them.
Yeah.
That's the great dream.
I wonder what, like, canine, like, dog cops dream about. Like, if it's getting excited finding drugs with their patroller. Like...
Yeah. You're, like, chasing down bad guys, having the, like, perp's arm in their mouth and being told they're a good boy.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that dogs dream about the most. It's just the phrase, you're a good boy.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, somebody texted in, just a funny thought. Imagine if humans did the running in your sleep thing the way that dogs do. Like how they will suddenly start galloping.
Essentially, I guess that's sleepwalking.
Basically, yeah, if we just did it in bed. I was thinking, though, as we're talking about dog dreams and what dogs must dream about, but the existence of dog dreams would also imply that dogs are capable of having nightmares.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen it before with your dogs, like where they seem like they're having like a bit of a restless sleep. What do you think a dog nightmare looks like?
Going to the vet, right? Getting their nails maybe trimmed or clipped.
Yeah, it's probably like, you know how like when you have a nightmare, a lot of times it'll start as like a perfectly normal dream, and then there's that like hard
Yeah, they're
twist.
going for a car ride, and then they end up at the vet. My dogs know as soon as we pull up to the parking lot, they know where they are.
The sun is shining, they're hanging out the window, tongue wagging in the breeze. Is the best day ever, and then the looming specter of the vet office creeps
They
in.
see
and
the
it
guy in the
becomes-
white trench coat thing.
He's standing in front of the office with a giant oversized needle.
with the thermometer he's going to put up their ass.
Yeah. Or either that or it's just like a dream where you leave and never come back.
Yeah, being put in their crate, maybe having a bath would be another one.
It's just a pure nightmare. That's when they really start flailing, is them trying to get out of the bathtub.
I can't tell if peeing on the carpet would be a good or a bad dream for them.
I feel like, well, the same way, like, hey, listen, it happens to everybody at some point where you have a dream about peeing, and it probably starts as like really relaxing. And then if it's going to turn into the nightmare, it's the newspaper, the rubbing the carpet.
Yeah.
You're a bad dog.
That's it.
That's the nightmare.
That's honestly it. Maybe getting attacked by cats, which I wonder, do you think cats dream as well?
See, I don't know, like when cats sleep, and cats sleep so often, they don't really show signs, or at least not that I've ever noticed, of having those like dream moments. I feel like cats aren't really necessarily sleeping so much as just recharging for the future opportunity to do evil things.
If cats are dreaming, their good dreams are just killing us all. That's all it is.
It's pure world domination. It's a dream of cats marching in the streets like a military.
Whatever Kim Jong-un dreams about,
that's what cats
This
dream about.
is the Brock and Delby podcast.
North Korea has opened up its own resort.
Sounds like a real tourist hotspot.
It's called the Wonsan Kalma Beach Resort, and Kim Jong-un is calling it a proud first step in boosting tourism.
Does North Korean tourism exist? Like, I know that, like, Vice and Dennis Rodman go to North Korea, but is it like, could I go to the airport and buy a ticket to North Korea?
I think you'd have to go South Korea, and then there's like all these different channels you'd have to do to get there.
Right.
But basically, they have a resort. Like if you went to Mexico or Cuba or the Dominican, they say it's got hotels, restaurants, a water park, shopping areas, can host up to 20,000 guests in there.
I mean, from what I've seen of like those documentaries and stuff, there are some absolutely gorgeous parts of North Korea
that they want you to see.
That's right. But that's just it. If I'm going to the resort, I'm sure it's only going to be the nice parts of the country. I wonder if they have a dear leader package where they're like, we'll treat you like Kim Jong.
Or it's going to be one of those things where you get there and you check in and you can never check out.
It's the Hotel California.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's crazy that we got North Korean tourism before GTA 6.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for schools out today.
$12 million gold ball jackpot coming up on Saturday. Guaranteed $1 million prize if nobody wins that. Classic $5 million jackpot also up for grabs.
When I was in elementary school, for some reason, they would play this weird version of Oh Canada. So that's what I want our contestants to do here this morning. I want that whole beginning, the do-do-do-do-do, the ba-ba-ba, and then just the Oh Canada, and we'll see how you do.
Dude, the respect for the guy doing the bass, though, who just keeps it slow and steady for the entire song. He's holding it down.
I'm really hoping that one of our three callers is with multiple people.
So they can get it all in?
If they can pull off the full barbershop quartet, you automatically win. I'll say that. If you are not one of our barbershop members, you are a judge this morning, so 762-555. Judge accordingly. But we start on line one here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Is it Tim?
Tim, all right. This is what we need from you. I don't know if you heard this in school at all growing up.
No.
Now, Tim, it sounded like you were talking to people. Were you rallying the troops there? Or?
Is it just you, Tim, or do you got some other people with you?
I got a buddy with me.
All right. Let's hear it, man.
Okay. Do 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 ba 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 ba. Oh, Canada.
Well, this certainly was an adventure you took us on today, Tim.
You got an E for effort on that one, all right? All right, stay on hold.
You can stay on hold. If that ends up being the best that we got, though, that's a problem.
They tried. All right, let's use online too. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
This is Alex.
Alex. All right, we need you to do the barbershop quartet version of "Oh Canada." Are you riding solo today, or?
My 2-year-old in the back.
There you go.
How he's gonna be, but yeah.
All right,
He's on the bass.
we're excited to hear it. Take it away.
Do 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 do. Ba. Oh, Canada. Take away Jude.
Sounds like someone left you hanging there.
Aw,
Oh,
Jude.
gosh. He had one job.
Right?
All right, stay on hold here. Okay.
That was fantastic.
This is fun. Let's go to line 3. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Sue.
Sue, are you riding solo this morning?
No, Darren's helping me.
Okay,
All right.
here's an example for you guys, just in case you forgot. All right, Sue and Darren, was it?
Yeah.
All right, take it away, guys.
Okay. Bop, bop, ba-dum, bop, 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 ba, ba, ba. Oh, Canada.
Yes, that's the winner.
Yes!
You get the ding and the round of applause. And $100 in Lotto 649 tickets. Great job, guys.
That was beautiful.
Awesome.
If you do happen to win the jackpot, you got any nickels and dimes for the fellows, or will you at least come sing us a song sometime?
We could probably spare some.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
762-555. Send a text. Send us all your questions. Text us now. Is you talking dirty? 762-555. You were made to send us a text.
To be clear, if you're talking dirty, you don't have to send a text.
It's up to you. All right, let's get it going. 762-555. First question in here says, this doesn't make sense to me. What goes first, peanut butter or the jam?
Peanut butter. You put down your smooth layer of peanut butter, and then you can spread the jam out over top of that. You try to put peanut butter into jam, it's a mess.
I just put peanut butter on one slice and then jam on the other slice.
I feel like if you do it that way, that's fine. But I like to put peanut butter on both.
I mean, unless you're talking about contamination of like, do you want peanut butter in your jam or do you want jam inside your peanut butter jar?
See, that's the thing is I just feel like it's easy to clean the peanut butter off the knife before you go dive into the jam, whereas jam feels like it's a little messy.
I guess the only reason you need to worry about it is if someone has allergies in your house.
True, if you have a nut allergy. Although there are just some people, like, even with my kids, right? My kids, my oldest loves peanut butter, hates jam. If there was jam in the peanut butter, the jar is no good.
Yeah.
Throw it all out.
It's like that Family Guy thing. Like, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. You got peanut butter in my chocolate.
That just sounds like a good time.
Someone said, when Alan Jackson was talking about it being hotter than a hoochie coochie, what does that mean? My 10-year-old asked me.
Well, that's a conversation for you and your 10-year-old and the birds and the bees.
I'm pretty sure it's a Pokemon.
The Chattahoochee?
Yeah.
I feel like that particular song predates Pokemon by a good number of years.
I don't know why I thought when I had that Pokemon poster on the wall, it was one of the fire animals.
No, I can definitely remember doing the Chattahoochee in gym class when I was in grade 8, and Pokemon was not a thing.
It didn't evolve, no?
No.
Someone said, what's a dark truth people aren't ready to hear? Nobody cares.
Honestly,
that's
it's
probably it.
Life advice everybody could use is you think people are more invested than they ever possibly could be.
I think another one is that like you can work as hard as you want at your job and still get fired.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we talk about like the lies that parents and teachers told us. They always told you can do or be whatever you want when you grow up. And that's just not true. I would love to be a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's just not going to happen no matter how much I want it.
Some of that's genetics for sure.
That's just it. It's like some of you just aren't meant to do certain things no matter how hard you try.
Somebody texted and said, my kids want to know what you guys think. What movie is better, Cars or How to Train Your Dragon?
Oh, How to Train Your Dragon, for
I've
sure.
never seen How to Train Your Dragon, so I got to go Cars on that.
Dude, How to Train Your Dragon is so good. I'm actually very excited to see the live. That's one of the few live action remakes that I think will do justice to the original.
I think they should make a live action version of Cars.
What would that look like?
I don't know.
That's just like The Lion King. It's like they call it live action, but it's so much CGI.
It's just cars driving around.
It's just footage of a major highway.
You know, they like CGI dogs' mouths in dog movies. Just bumpers.
This dude's driving around with those goofy cartoon eyes on the windshield.
They've already done this. It's Fast and Furious.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
See what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is enclasp. Yep, enclasp. 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 And it's to seize and hold, or to embrace. Well, the cops will do the seize and hold thing if they catch you walking down the street, a little inebriated, I've noticed. But anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers.
In class.
I think that's a drunken disorderly that you're talking about. It's not just like a stroll down the street. Funny enough, though, my first thought was also when he said in clasp, I was like, oh, like handcuffs.
Yeah.
They enclasp around your wrist when you're getting out of hand, when you're getting out of pocket.
Or like if you ever read of Mice and Men, Lenny and the Rabbits, he enclasped them too much. They didn't make it.
Clasp them too hard. Yeah. It's a really roundabout way to describe what's happening in that scene. You're right.
Holding on a little too tight, you know?
It feels like that's a gentler way to explain it to kids so that they don't ask too many questions. I just enclasp them.
Enclasp, enclasp, enclasp. Use it wherever you can. All right.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.